Hi, Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. My name is Muhammad Zulhilmi bin Muhammad Nasir. So this is our presentation about environmental impact assessment. So we divide into the six main content of environmental impact assessment or EIA. The first one is introduction EIA. The second one, description of the project. The introduction and description of the project will present by me, and the third one is the existing environment. The fourth one, potential significant impact and mitigation measures. The fifth one, monitoring program, and the last one, conclusion. The first one, which is introduction of EIA, environmental impact assessment. So what is environmental impact assessment? EIA is comprise a wide range of scope and criteria like air pollution, water pollution, hydrology, geography, and so on. EIA also focus on identifying environmental repercussion at early stage of project planning and design and development of the project. So the application of EIA have positive effect on the environment and the economy and the design, as well as the avoidance of cost of treatment and cleanup. Okay, we move to the what is objective EIA. The first one is the objective is to protect the environment by ensuring that a local planning authority, when deciding whether to grant planning permission for a project. The second one is to ensure that the public are given yearly and effective opportunities to participate in the decision-making procedures. The third is to identify and incorporate recommended mitigation and measure to minimize significant impact to the environment. The fourth is to recommend monitoring programs to provide useful information for further mitigation measure to the project. The fifth is to justify the requirement to implement the proposed project. And the last one is to provide specialist assessment of the environment impact due to the implementation of the housing project scheme. Okay, we move to the scope of the study. So, scope of the study of EIA is the first is a project background. Components and activities are described in this section. And then next, to identify and evaluate the project potential negative environmental impact. And then focus on finding and recommending acceptable and viable ways to lessen or eliminate the negative environmental consequence. And then an evaluation and recommendation should be made for impact monitoring and compliance auditing procedure. Next slide is relevant laws, standard and regulation related to the environmental impact assessment. So this is legal and requirement based on the related activities. For example, excavation and site preparation. So, Environmental Quality Act EQA 2012, Environmental Quality Schedule Waste Amendment Regulation 2007, Street Drainage and Building Act, and you can see the slide and many more. Next, for the activity controlling and monitoring water quality, the regulation and legal such as Environmental Quality Act amendment. Same for the previous one, and environmental quality compound, the affluence criteria for parameters, and many more at the slide. And then we move to the activity control and monitoring of noise and air pollution, such as environmental quality, motor vehicle noise, environmental quality, compounding of offense, and so on. Okay, we move to the chapter 2, which is description of the project. See our some detail of the project, which is membina 167 unit rumah teres 2 tingkat dekat Mukim Simpang Kanan daerah Batu Pahat, Johor. So our project is a residential area where the built up area is 5.22 hectare. So the project aim to achieve minimal waste production through great planning and management. So the project location is new to the other residential and industrial areas, which make any basic necessities available within a short distance. And then the second one is there is also a higher education institute near the proposed development project, which is the College Polytech Mara KPTM Batu Pahat. So there is a land use within 0 to 5 km, which is commercial, like Pasar Borong, 99 Speed Mart around 0.7 kilo, KNT Hardware, and then the institution near the project, which is KPTM around 2.4 km, SJK Tabika Gemas, and then residential around the project, which is Taman Pura Kencana around 3.5 kilo, Taman Gading Jaya, and industrial near the project, which is Meow Meow Food Product around 1.7 kilo, and Sharp Manufacturing Corporation Sdn Bhd around 2.4 kilo.
First of all, my name is Wan Ishraf Asri bin Wan Rosli. I'm gonna present for the task 3, which is about existing environment. Existing environment is current environment condition near the site surrounding, such as flora and fauna, geography, air condition, drainage, and so on. This will help give out the general idea of the current condition of the surrounding environment before the project can begin. While existing facility is the availability of utilities that help with the construction work, such as electricity, water, drainage, and so on. It is important to determine what utilities are available, as it can help in making construction process work faster and help reduce the cost of the project. Based on information from the site investigation, the proposed project construction is located far from the water surface body, which is around 3 kilometers from the river named Simpang Kanan River. Therefore, the proposed construction project could not cause pollution and disturbance. Next is about potential of landslide and geohazard. There are a few oxidation ponds throughout the proposed project site. Steady progress toward the construction plan will need the consideration of appropriate mitigation measures. For the purpose of this project data, landslide do not occur in this section because of the location vicinity to an existing river. The surface runoff discharge for the location is supported by the existing drainage that may be found in the immediate neighborhood of the planned location. In addition, there are already earth drain installed in the region, and they are put to use anytime. Now we move on to geology and soil condition. The latitude and longitude of the map are around 1.86 and 103.00 respectively. The bore log indicated that the current soil conditions were primarily constituted of silt and clay. Because of the high level of moisture in the area, the soil is more likely to swell and become unstable. Here is the table for the condition of proper site. And for the susceptibility to erosion, according to the result of the site investigation, the project site is situated on level terrain with a few minor elevations. Because of the low elevations, there is a minimal probability of landslide occurrence. Availability of infrastructure facilities. The location planned for new construction are already occupied by residential, industrial, and commercial establishments respectively. The proposed region would contain enough educational facilities such as primary, secondary, and high schools, as well as a university, mosque, and other religious organization. The Simpang Kana region was responsible for the installation of three-phase national grid link, communication services, and pipe-borne water distribution as part of the region's shared infrastructure utilities. The location of the intended project is in a remote area that is already very populated with a large number of other people and is considered to be overcrowded. There will still be noise from passing vehicles due to the location of the proposed development near to the main road that enter to the town proper. Next is historical and archaeological. There are no landmark or facts known to be of historical, religious, geographic, geographical, scientific, or culture significant in the study field. Thus, the project did not cause any impact to the historical and archaeological sector. Ecology. The land is utilized for a variety of purposes, such as the cultivation of agriculture crops, the management and change of the natural or urban settings with the intention of enhancing human welfare, and the commercialization of the land and the resources found on it. The bulk of the building in Simpang Kanan are of a commercial or industrial nature, and while both types of establishment contribute to the economy of the district, commercial buildings make up the majority of the community. The population of the Batu Pahat area is more than 300,000. There are more than 100,000 households with more than 400,000 population in this district at the time of the project start and in the area of the commercial and industrial zone. According to the state of Johor, the district of Batu Pahat is Johor's second largest manufacturing industrial town, such as encompassing textile, electronics, food processing, timber, porcelain, and plastic industry. The economy of the Batu Pahat area is heavily reliant on business and industry, which generate economic activity in the region between the industrial, business, and town of Batu Pahat, Johor.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Wano Syahri Mewana Azman, and I will present about Chapter 4. Chapter 4 is Potential Significant Impact and Mitigation Measures. In this chapter, I will present about physical and chemical environment, biological environment, social environment, residual impact. So the first one is physical and chemical environment. In physical and chemical environment, it has air pollution. So the impact for air pollution is the excavation, backfilling, concreting, trucking, and dumping of earth materials and construction waste will cause the dust pollution. And the dust that less than 10 micron in size can deep penetrate lung and can cause the bronchitis, asthma, respiratory issues, and even cancer. Any equipment and for the mitigation is any equipment that regularly enters and exits a building site must be washed at a wash-through to stop sediment from being tracked onto a public road and to lower the amount of dust that is released into the atmosphere. And next is ensuring that all hard standing, which serve as the site's parking lot for large construction vehicles and access roads, stay wet while being used. And next is solid waste in physical and chemical environment. So the impact is poor waste management, where the waste materials are disposed at the unauthorized dumping sites, will provide a perfect habitat for disease carriers like mosquitoes, flies, and rats that could harm the health of nearby dwellings. So the mitigation of solid waste is domestic waste produced in the workers' camp, camp shall be kept in waste bins or other secure receptacles and routinely collected by a certified contractor for disposal and at an authorized landfill. And next is general construction waste should be recycled locally, such as backfill the low-lying area using the waste from aggregate or concrete. And after that is water pollution. So the impact of the water pollution is soil erosion result in runoff that contains silt and sediment pollution. The harmful contaminants that are present on construction sites may leak into the groundwater and will put the workers and residents exposed to the pollution. They may get illness brought on that are brought on by the current flow. So the mitigation is proper drainage system should be constructed at the site to stop sediment loads before it is proposed to be discharged into the primary natural drainage system surrounding the site. And after that is biological environment. So the impact of biological environment is logging for site clearing due to the construction development give a negative impact on the biota of the area where the biotic environments are live. So the mitigation of that is avenue plantation is proposed for implementation. The agriculture or plantation that was cut off will be replaced by this. On blazing hot days, also will provide much needed shade for the roads. And next is social environment. In social environment is all about noise. So the impact of noise is the noise environment at the receiver, which are the residential area and several shop house, will affected by the noise impact caused by the facility. In addition to be obtrusive and distracting, excessive noise can damage hearing, raise blood pressure, interrupt sleep, and cause significant stress. So the mitigation for noise is equipment and construction vehicles that might be used irregularly will be turned off or throttled down to the absolute minimum in between work times. Monitoring the levels of noise each month and according to the DOE's planning guideline for environmental noise limit and controls. And last for the chapter 4 is residual impact. The first one is soil and geology, including land. A surplus of excavated material that is known to contain pollutant will result from the proposed development. Prior to stockpiling, contaminated soil should be removed to guarantee that the ground is clean and to prevent contaminating the groundwater beneath. The contaminated material will be exported to the licensed trash site that has been approved. And next, the second one is water. In water will be have drainage, supply, flood risk, and groundwater. So in that is the demand on the public water mains and sewer will grow throughout the construction period as water supply and wastewater facility are needed for construction activities, staff, and subcontractor. During the construction of the public realm works, there may be some disruption to the collection disposal of surface water. That's all from me.
Hello, my name is Mama Akin Oman, and today I want to present Chapter 5. It's about Environment Management Plan. First, the Environmental Management Plan (EMP) is a site-specific plan designed to ensure that the project is implemented in an environmentally sustainable manner with all contractors and subcontractors, including consultants, aware of any potential environmental risks associated with the proposed project and taking the necessary steps to manage those risks. Second, Management Plan (EMP) objective is to ensure that the initiative is implemented in an environmentally sustainable manner. Third, EMP also ensure that the project is executed in accordance with its design by implementing the necessary mitigation measures to reduce its environmental impact throughout its life cycle. This is an additional EMP responsibility. Next, Environmental Management Plan (EMP) monitoring committee composed of a member of the project implementation team, a representative from environmental organization, and the individual who coordinate or oversees the site should be established. This is a few summary of potential impact and remedial measure. First, groundwater quality. Second, air quality. Third, noise environment. Fourth, land environment. And the last one is traffic pattern. Summary of potential impact and remedial measure. For groundwater quality. For groundwater quality, potential impact is groundwater contamination. For potential source of impact, wastewater generate from temporary. And for control through EMP and design, septic tank. Impact evaluation, no significant impact has majority of labor would be locally deployed. And for air quality, first potential impact is dust emission, emission of SPM, SO2, NO2, and CO. For potential source of impact is all heavy construction activity, uh, control through EMP and design is in accordance with a plan for dust control. Appropriate control measure will be implemented. And for impact evaluation, it is not significant because the formation of dust will only be transitory and it will be settled quickly. For noise environment, first, potential impact is noise emission. For potential source of impact, the operation of construction vehicle and equipment during the site development phase of construction project. For control through EMP design, the installation of noise barrier in the vicinity of the heavy construction operation. For impact evaluation, because residential area are located 1 kilometer away from construction, it is reasonable to anticipate that project activities will have substantial impact due to an increase in the amount of noise produced. For land environment, first, potential impact, soil contamination. For potential source of impact is disposal of construction debris. For control through EMP and design is according to the strategy for the management of construction waste Construction debris will be collected and utilized in appropriate manner on the site. For impact evaluation for land environment is because any waste that is generated will be recycled for use in building activities, the impact will be localized. And the last one is for traffic pattern. First, potential impact increase in the number of vehicles on the road. Second, potential source of impact for traffic pattern is construction phase, heavy vehicular movement during construction. For control through EMP and design for traffic pattern, only light vehicular traffic will be allowed to pass through the area at night, and sufficient parking facility will be made available. And the last one for impact evaluation for traffic pattern, no negative impact. Okay, objective. An environment management plan, often known as AMP, institutional system that may control the effect that human activity has on surrounding environment. The following is the list of the aim of EMP. First one, ensuring that the proposed construction project is in accordance with all of the regulation and criteria outlined by the relevant authorities and government organization in the area. Second, to investigate whether the activities associated with the project could be linked to any environmental issues or hazard. The last one, to determine which guideline and precaution should be taken in order to mitigate the effect of the project. For environmental monitoring program, in its most fundamental form, the monitoring program is merely a collection of procedures designed to conduct routine measurement of a various environmental aspects. For plant preparation stage, before construction can commence, a site visit is required so that an assessment can be made of the terrain, the condition of the land, and any previous activity may have occurred in the area. Second phase is a pre-construction phase. During this phase, the architect, designer, contractor presents the design drawings specification. Next, for construction phase, the construction process refers to the series of steps necessary to successfully complete building endeavor. And the last one, post-construction phase. Post-construction phase refers to all the concluding steps taken to hand over the completed project to the owner. For conclusion, in accordance with EIA assessment, every measure taken is to minimize the negative effect on the environment. The assessment places an emphasis on the environmental value of the project and provided assurance that there is no possibility for the project to add to the environmental deterioration or even environmental pollution damage that currently exists.